Okay, today I will be cooking ribbon pasta. So this is the ribbon pasta, and I will be making roast turkey alfredo. I have here my hot pan of boiling water or cooking water, and I'm gonna add a little oil to this water. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and add just a little oil to the boiling water or cooking water to stop it from sticking together. We don't want the pasta to stick together. And now that we have the oil in the cooking water, you can use any oil. I'm using vegetable oil. Now I'm gonna put my ribbon pasta and allow it to boil to a soft, let it be soft enough for you to be able to chew it. Okay, so here goes the pasta. We don't want to use the whole pack because it might be too much. So just a little, just half of this bag is just what we need. But if you're cooking for a family of 4, then you can go ahead and use the whole bag. But I'm just using half of the bag. So now that we have our ribbon pasta in the pot, we're gonna stir it. We don't want it to be sticky, so we're gonna stir it and then get the other stuff ready. So you stir it, you don't want it to be sticky, and you bring it to a boil. So we're gonna cover it and let it come to a boil before we drain the water out. Once it's boiled and it's soft, we have to drain the water out. So now I'm gonna put the lid on it and cover it. Okay, so in here I have my roast turkey. So I'm gonna be using this roast turkey to make my roast turkey alfredo pasta. And this roast turkey is so good, really delicious. I made it with the bay leaves. The bay leaves, they have some really good aroma to it. And then this is the stock water from the roast turkey. I'm gonna use that stock water to cook the pasta. And I'm also gonna use this. So this is white onions, and then I also have just one lump of tomatoes right there, and then I also have the shallots. And as you can see, the shallot is really a sweet onions that really helps you health wise. It helps with your eyesight, sinuses, and it opens up your lungs and all that, so it's really good. And then the tomatoes that I'm using also is very good with vitamin C for your body and for your skin. And I also have here is my parsley. So I'm gonna use this parsley. This parsley is a very ancient leaves or root leaves that you can use for skin. It's very good for fungi, and it's a antibacterial leaves that really help you to, clean your skin, any kind of rash. This parsley really help you. and and I have a little parsley in it too, the basil and the parsley. And I'm also gonna show you other stuff that I'll be using. So I'll be using this ingredient here, the Bartoli. I'm gonna be using it. This is the Bartoli Alfredo sauce. I'm gonna also be using that, and then I'm also gonna put a little curry into the Alfredo because curry is very good antibacterial medicine. It's medicinal. And this is the basil I'm gonna be using, a little of that. And very little nutmeg inside it, just to give it the flavor. And then I'm also gonna be using a little complete season, and if you use this, it has everything in it. You don't really need to use a lot of this ingredient that I'm using, but I'm using all this fresh stuff to kind of give the roast turkey Alfredo pasta a little boost of flavor and um, nutritional ingredients that is inside it for healthy body and vitamins. Okay, so now my pasta, it's boiling, as you can see, and I was cooking it for about 10 to 15 minutes for it to get soft enough in order for us to drain the water. And once we drain the water, we can now use it to cook the rest of the stuff. Okay, so it is soft enough, and I'm gonna drain the water now so that way I can show you the rest of the cooking. Okay, so we're gonna drain our pasta ribbon. So here it's cooked. It's just a mixture of vegetable oil and salt to taste added to the pasta, and then boiled for 10 to 15 minutes until it's soft enough. So now we're gonna drain it into the sifter. And you see, when you put a good amount of oil, it does not stick to the pot. So that's what you want. You want everything to be in your sifter and not sticking to the pot. And now I'm gonna reuse this pot to finish making my pasta. And I'm also gonna use my stock water here, just a little stock water to be able to, this is the stock water from my roast turkey. So just a little water, a little stock water, roast turkey stock water. So it's not just ordinary water. It's a stock water with a mixture of bay leaves. You can see the bay leaves, those brown stuffs are the bay leaves. So we're gonna let the stock water boil, and once it starts boiling, then we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients, and I will show it to you as we. Okay, so we have our stock. This is the roast turkey stock water. It's boiling now, and so we're gonna go ahead and add our diced white onions, and then the shallots. The shallots is kind of like a sweet onions too. And we're gonna bring this to a boil. We're gonna go ahead and add our diced tomatoes, and this is just to colorfully brighten the roast turkey Alfredo. So this roast turkey really doesn't taste like a turkey. It tastes more like a chicken. Okay, so we have to stir this up a little bit and bring it to a boil. You want it to boil and get a little softened before you put any other thing inside it, because the goal is to just give it a flavor. Because sometimes when people prepare this Alfredo pasta and they use this Alfredo sauce, they don't add anything to it anymore because they believe the sauce already has all the ingredients, which is okay, but I still feel like you don't have to put the whole bottle in there. if you have your own little spice and fresh ingredients in it to make the food taste more nutritious. Okay, so let's cover this and allow it to come into a boil. Okay, so we're gonna check our ingredients and see how it's doing. So you can see it has a nice boil and the aroma is so delicious. You can almost taste the food even though it's not ready yet. It smells so good. So remember, this is a roast turkey water stock, or stock, you can call it stock, but just keep in mind it's a roast turkey stock or water, just so you know. And then it's a mixture of 1 lump of tomatoes, fresh diced tomatoes, fresh diced 1 piece of onions, and 1 piece of shallots. And now we're gonna go ahead and put our roast turkey. So the roast turkey is shredded. I'm gonna show it to you in a moment here. So this is the roast turkey. It's shredded. So we're gonna put that in there while it's cooking. This is gonna be so good. Okay, so we have enough roast turkey in there. It looks like chicken, but it's not chicken, it's roast turkey. And we want to mix all this together to give it a very good blend. Mix everything here together. That is so delicious. The smell, the aroma, oh my goodness, smells so good. And then we're gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of complete Badia seasoning, just a little bit, because we don't want to overpower this with flavors. And then we're gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of nutmeg, Badia nutmeg. It gives it a really good flavor, just a little bit. Once again, we don't want to overpower this with flavor. And then we're gonna add a little bit of basil, just a little bit, sprinkle, just a little sprinkle in there. And then a little bit of curry powder, Badia curry powder, a little sprinkle, just to give it that curry flavor smell too. And we have to mix everything here that we've added so far. Just give it a good mix so that way the flavor will all blend in together. This is so good. It smells so good. Oh my goodness. And remember, if you're cooking for a family of 4, you need a bigger pot and twice the ingredients that I'm using. And now we're also gonna use a little bit of this Bartoli Alfredo sauce. So this is the size of the bottle, but I'm just gonna use half of it because I don't need the whole thing in there. So we're just gonna use half of it, okay? Because we don't want to overpower the pasta with too much flavor, but we want to mix this, give it a good mix. Some people use milk, so if you're thinking about milk, you're right. Some people use milk to do their Alfredo, so it all depends on what you want to use. I wanted to use this Bartoli Alfredo sauce because my son wanted to try it after watching Ratatouille. So he wanted to try it. So that's why I'm using it. Originally, I was going to use the 2% milk. But since he wanted to try this, I wanted to try it too. So I'm using half of the Bartoli's pasta sauce, okay? You don't want to use the full bottle if your ribbon pasta is just half a bag. If you use the full bottle, it's just gonna overpower it, overwhelm it with the taste and flavor. Okay, here you go. It's very nice, creamy. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I cannot wait to eat this. It smells so good. Okay, I'm not using salt in this because I already used salt to pre-boil my ribbon pasta here. So I'm not gonna use salt. And I'm gonna test this to make sure. It tastes really good. It tastes so good, so good. I wish you can test it too. Here, test that. Tastes really good. This is how you want your sauce to look like. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful and creamy. And you let it come to a boil. I'm not going to put my basil yet, or parsley, if you call it, depending on how you pronounce that. I'm not going to put that yet. That will be the last thing that I will put on there. And we're going to let it boil a little bit so all the taste and flavor will blend. So I also have a secret ingredient, and it's called Accent Flavor Enhancer. So we're gonna drop just a little bit of this in there to bring out all that flavor that we put in there. Just a little bit. We don't want too much. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put my ribbon pasta. I just dropped it in there. So now that we have the ribbon pasta in there, we want to mix everything together. This is so good. I wish you can eat some of this. Look at how beautiful everything is blended together. And you can also cut a little black olives. You can cut black olives fruits or the purple olive fruits if you wanted to make it more colorful. But I think I have enough ingredients in here and I don't need to put any more stuff to it. The olive fruits can be like on the side for anybody that wants to eat it. They can put it in there and eat it. But for now, this is it. This is so good. Bon appetit. Enjoy my roast turkey Alfredo pasta. This is so good. So now that this is done, we're gonna just sprinkle a little bit of the parsley. Here it is. Just a little sprinkle. We don't want to put too much and overwhelm the flavor. So just a little bit, and then you can mix it. This is the last and finished touch. This looks so good. Okay. So this is it. I am ready to serve this. So thank you for joining me in my princess kitchen, and I have come to the end of my cooking, and now I'm gonna sit down at the table to enjoy this good meal. And If you like the mixture of my cooking, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so that way you can get any notification of my new Princess Kitchen recipes and meals. Thank you again for watching. Please hit the thumbs up and I love you. Thank you. Bye.